It's a Vasudha Garden Update, April 7th, 2021. We're just out here checking out what's been emerging from the garden, watering it. We just loosened things up a bit with Jen was here earlier, as well as our friend Justin from the comms department, who's doing a fascinating dissertation about permaculture. Hope to see him around. He provided a lot of knowledge. We've got Lucy here, Brandon's new dog?
Yeah, just a few months.
Just a few months, but the connection seems like a lifetime. And starting with what I did today when I arrived, I yelled at everybody about our field, and then I came and I put some coffee grinds in the compost. And I continued to rant and rave until somebody interrupted, and then we started to pick this place up a little bit. You might remember there was a tarragon bush here, right? That's what it was called?
Yeah.
Tarragon. It's still there in the roots, hopefully, but I removed the branches on the recommendation of the groundskeepers, who said that if we ate it at that length, it would be very bitter. So in an effort to try and bring it to aesthetically improve, because it was just kind of here looking shaggy, like needed a haircut, took those branches, put them in here. We also did some loosening of the soil. As you will see, a lot of these herbs are growing back tightly and nicely. And Brandon, how about you hop in here and explain why you loosened it up and what you loosened up?
Yeah, so Justin was in here. Over there we've got a whole bunch of clover, and he kind of just like folded the clover into the soil. So the clover has been fixing nitrogen, and also it's like bodies take on a lot of nitrogen.
Yeah, and if you all remember, this is was my favorite part of the garden. It still is. There's little remnants of the clover garden, but it's being churned back. Okay, back to you, Brandon. Why did you churn this?
Yeah, so it aerates the soil. It loosens it up for the new seeds to start germinating, and it just kind of makes some space. So over here we turned it over, and this whole area right now it's labeled mustard, but we're gonna relabel it. This is a bunch of different flowers. So these seeds are a little older, so I'm not sure what the germination rate are gonna be like. But we got this company, Hudson Valley Seed Library. They have artists that do the seed packets. They're really nice. So this one's called Good Bug Blooms, and it attracts beneficial insects. So this is a mix of zinnias, cosmos, cornflower, and a few other ones. This one is called the Edible Flower Mix. So this is nasturtiums, borage, marigolds, and a few other ones. And then this last one is called Midnight Garden Mix. So these are blooms that attract pollinators and smell really good in the nighttime, like night jasmine and stuff like that.
Nice.
So this right here, we don't know how many are gonna come up or which of those. Oh, I also planted some, what's it called? I've got the packet.
The beans?
Yeah, that's right. We got some scarlet runners planted at the base of most of these.
Yeah, so you see these trestles, is that the right term? Arches?
Yeah.
So near the bottom, Brandon, you planted?
Yep.
Yeah,
I
and
planted 3 of these big beans. Actually, I'll go get them because they're so beautiful.
they're beautiful. But the idea is that they will we have to train them to grow up the art?
Yeah, once they start coming up, we'll train them up. And they're called scarlet runners in part because they have this incredible scarlet kind of purple color. They look like that. Just beautiful.
Seriously.
Yeah. So that's going to be great. We're going to have kind of like a growing living arch that covers these rainbow colored arches here.
Yeah, I was thinking that there's some grapevines are in my backyard. I was like, I wonder if we transplanted them here.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think you need the whole stump because it's a whole thing. We'll discuss it. Anyway.
We can run the experiment. So yeah, Bucky and I were just talking about like these 2 beds are kind of going forward, going to remain our experimental beds. So we didn't plant a single thing this spring. We did plant some of the garlic, but all this lettuce, like the majority of the green color that you're seeing there, is lettuce that self-seeded and came back. So these are all nice, like tender lettuce plants. There's some ones with more like red in them.
These are the lettuce, right? These short ones.
Yep.
And these are spring onion.
Those are garlic.
Garlic.
So one of the other things we did today that anybody else could do more of is dig up these big clusters, because that was a whole head of garlic that we just left there last year, kind of by mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And so today we dug some of those up, separated them out, and we planted them more as individual plants so that they have more room to grow. You'll get much bigger garlics out of that.
So that's part of the spacing we did. Now, why didn't we space the lettuce here?
That all just self-seeded. So
wow,
Jen was talking about
it
wanting to
looks
do-
tasty.
Oh yeah,
And you touch it, it's very healthy and
Yep.
all
So
that.
This can be eaten now, and that would also help thin it out. So Jen was saying we should have a salad party up here. We can bring some dressings, you know, a stack of plates, and we can just like sample the wares and try all these different things. I think these are young tarragon plants.
Yeah, I was
but
gonna ask.
I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, they're coming up all over the place. And you can see the chocolate mint is coming up. Just young chocolate mint right here. Chocolate mint is a nice variety because some mints will like really spread and take over. These are just like more or less staying put, but coming back healthy every single year.
Excellent. So that's part of the work we did here. And this review is all to say that for those who have looked at our expansion plans, you'll know this. Where Lucy is right now is going to be another bed. And there's basically these two beds, but Control C, Control V. Copy, paste them right here. We're also going to have a shed, some other elements, but you can look at the plan if you want that. But this is all to say that we're going to have 2 more designated beds, a pollinator bed and a production bed. And these spaces here are really open to experimentation from the community. Like we said, we purposely didn't plant anything because we wanted to see what would emerge. And so the themes again for this season and for the summer and for the fall are experimentation with these 2 beds. So if you've got an idea to experiment, you want to bring something to the garden. For example, we know one individual wants to bring some anxiety reducing herbs, so we'll see what that means. But these spaces are open, and these spaces are also open for you to not bring anything new, but like Brandon said, go ahead and separate garlic out, check the health of the lettuce, write up a little report, put it on the Vasudha Discord, participate, get involved.
One other quick thing, a really easy way to participate, since it's been really dry lately, is this little wrench here. I'm gonna leave it in the corner of the bed over here.
Show us.
I'm gonna leave it right here.
Okay, and then
And
pick it up.
one
Let's
of
show them
these-
how to put it in.
This one fits right onto there, over by the hose, and you just turn it to open up the water.
Can you show them?
And then you can use this thing. Yeah, okay.
Just very quickly. Thank you. And then what else do we need to review after this, Brandon?
Just, I think documentation is really important. So we talked about getting like a waterproof notebook until we have the shed, and just like making a map of what's growing here. We talked about doing little signs with numbers that correspond to things in the notebook so that you don't end up like eating those beans that we just planted.
Yeah, so by next week, we're gonna have some sort of system of identification up so people can come by and participate.
Yeah,
But also, right where that sign is, right in front of that's gonna be the shed.
Yeah.
Thanks, Engineers Without Borders. We'll get an update from them soon.
So this goes on here. It fits on there. You turn it, and it turns on the water.
I got this whole fancy thing.
Yep.
And that's gonna be all the way in this corner. And just doing that every week, a light 5-minute sprinkle would really help just this place thrive. But as you see, we're getting enough. All right, anything else, Brandon, or is that it for the update? I think that's it. Vasudha Garden is back up and running. We're excited for, expansions. We're thinking through some new additions as well over here, kind of hinge-based mini greenhouses. But we'll have more about that later. I'm so glad you could join us and watch us, and I'm so glad that Lucy is now a part of the team. All right, everybody. See you next week for the next Vasudha Garden update.